I wrote the script 16 years ago when I was a young lady, like these young ladies. And so I was writing something that felt emotionally autobiographical. And I grew up in the suburbs in New England, and we experienced this kind of tragic coming of age, with losing friends and peers. And I had heard some stories that just really stayed with me about kids who had lost friends and then were punished for it. I'm sort of speaking in like non-spoiler speak, but this idea of having to process grief and also guilt at the same time, and that felt so kind of like unfair and torturous to me, and I wanted to write about it.
It's really weird because I met Juno like I think 3 years before 1% or Humid, and we met at an audition, and I forgot to tell her that we were in Sin City together, but I went up to her, I was like, I'm such a fan of yours, and I remember thinking, like, I have to go up to her, because what if I never see her again?
I think, again, this kind of this combination of dealing with guilt and grief at the same time is a really interesting battle that I think I've definitely been through, and I think also sitting down with Liz and then hearing that Liz was going to offer this to Julia, because I've also been a big fan of hers too, and I thought it was really interesting how in real life we can sometimes look quite alike, and then on camera we're very, very, very different energies. But I also think we ended up being so open and honest with each other, because also we don't take ourselves too seriously, so you could do all the grief stuff, but then laugh with each other.
We just got each other from the get-go, and it was very, I mean, Liz just did an amazing job with casting, because I don't think anyone would ever think to cast us together
as like such different characters.
So that's what's so brilliant about Liz.
There's that great line that you wrote, where it's like, I thought the whole idea was to come up here and take inspiration from the beautiful co-eds bouncing across the campus, or whatever it was.
He did do that.
So yeah, exactly. So there is this kind of, has this wry kind of sense of, but she thinks she's on top of what's going on, and she's not.
I've been trying to make this movie for 16 years, and during that time I've seen it get a little bit easier. And even a little bit is huge. I'm really grateful for that. But it has changed. I think a huge, I think there's a convergence of sort of like female auteurs emerging, like the Lena Dunham and even Diablo Cody, who sort of proved that people would be interested in female voices. And also the movement from celluloid to digital, which cut down on budgets, I think let more women in. Because that's the thing, we female filmmakers can get permission to make tiny movies. And listen, I'll take it. I'm lucky to be able to have this ridiculous job. But that's the next thing is, okay, it's great that you let me have the money to scrape this thing together, but now trust me with a real budget.